even stronger, so much wiser. Won't you please listen to my song? There is no way I could ever turn back now. Won't you please listen to my song? La 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 la. Listen to my song. And welcome back to Neloscope. My name is Chris Nella. I am the host of Neloscope. I am a songwriter, I'm a singer, I'm a producer, I'm a lover of brownies, and more than anything else, I am a super dad. The reason why we created Neloscope, I wanted to have a platform for creatives, for independent artists around the universe, somewhere where they can play their music safe, no strings attached, no trans fat, and they can be profiled as the fantastic creatives that they are. The format of the show, let me tell you about it. It's really simple. Generally, we start off with my favorite segment, Indie Fire. 100% independent artists, fresh out the oven, sizzling, you know, that grease popping, pow, pow, pow. But they come from all corners of the earth, but it's 100% independent artists, and I am so glad that I'm going into season 4 doing this for all of my creatives around the world, and it feels wonderful. So we'll have Indie Fire, then we'll have a topic. The topic for episode 12 is it time to write a book? We look at some pros and some cons of why it's time for you probably to go ahead and write a book, because you got enough experience and you have lived life as a creative long enough to spread that experience, to share that experience, and help someone else be empowered to go to the next level. And then we'll end off the show with a wonderful moments to be inspired by. I got a great one today for you guys, so stay tuned. But before we get into any of that, it is time for my favorite section. Turn off the kitchen timer. Get those gloves, those oven mitts, those kitchen towels, whatever you use in your house. But it's time to pull that Indie Fire out of your oven, out of your smoker, whatever you want to do. Today's Indie Fire is a very special song, being the fact that we just celebrated Easter. Happy Resurrection Day for all of my listeners out there. We just celebrated Easter. The name of the song today is going to be called Guilty. This is a song that I made, and this is my interpretation of how Jesus felt when he was going through the entire process of being judged to crucifixion, and it shows us how as a man Jesus would feel. And this is only my interpretation, and I hope you hear the heart of the song to realize how much God really, really loved us. So the song is Guilty. It's available on all streaming platforms or wherever you can download music or listen to quality music. Here it is, Guilty. Enjoy. Heavenly Father, why have you forsaken me? I came that you might be glorified. Whoa. A thief and a murderer, they chose over me. They made me guilty of loving too much. All of their lives they prayed for the Messiah to bring them out of bondage. When I finally came, no wonder they gave. No. Crucify him was all my eyes could see. They made me of loving too much. If I must take this cup that you've given me, then Father, through my blood, I'll redeem sinful man. The final sacrifice for them that follow you. The battle is over, the victory is complete. I'll be guilty. Hey! I'll lay down my life to redeem sinful man. Oh, oh. Between two thieves they placed me, and there I'll fit in fine. Even in death, Father, one of them glorifies and honors the Son of God. I think we did it, Father. Your enemy has faced defeat. So glad you made me guilty, because you love them so very much. Oh, because you love them so much. You love them so much. Because you love them so much. Oh, I'll be guilty. Because you love them so much. You love them so much. Because you love them so much. Hey, hey. Because you love them so much. If I be lifted up, because you love them so much. I will draw men unto me, because you love them so much. No man taketh my life, because you love them so much. But I lay it down for my friend, I'll be guilty. Yeah, because he loved us so much. He gave all. He gave the very best. He gave his son for us. That was Guilty by Chris Nella. It's available on all streaming platforms or wherever music can be downloaded. Now, let's go ahead and get into the topic. For all of my Nella Nation that email me and send me messages wanting to know about this, Chris, is it time for me to possibly write a book? It's definitely time to dust off those writer skills and let's get this world-renowned best-selling book out. So again, the topic today is it time to write a book? And most of my inspiration comes from this wonderful site that you can check out. It's called selfpublishingschool.com. It's available online. They have all of the stuff that you need. And we're going to talk about a couple of reasons why you should write a book. The number one reason why you should write a book, you will have a professional piece of work. The number one reason is you will have a professional piece of work that you created. So here it is. Let's paint the picture. You've done your book. You have created a professional quality, ready to sell book. It used to be only that fancy rich writers or the people that had a publishing deal, or for those who paid vanity publishers, ever got to see their book in print. But those days are over. Thanks to the rise of self-publication, anybody with a fantastic story to tell can become a published author and sell their book anywhere. It's that easy. But that's the main thing. You gotta have a great story to tell. Self-publishing is now very, very, very affordable. It's easy to do and requires only basic comprehension and basic computer skills. So if you have ever done a computer-based report in school, you can write a book. Hello, Arthur. If you can type up your book on a keyboard, and there's many ways that you can self-publish your masterpiece. As your own publisher, you can call the shots. You are the CEO of your own destiny. And when you got everything typed up and you got your cover art, here is the absolute best part. There's no middleman. You're the middleman, you're the front man, you're the back man, you're the janitor, you're the secretary, you understand me? You get to retain more of the royalties if you self-publish. So what is there not to like about writing your own professional masterpiece? What is there not to like? That's number one. Number two, our time here on this earth is limited. Number two is our time here on this earth is limited. Here's a fact, and this is a 1000% fact. You can look it up, you can do your research, you can talk to gurus, Buddhas, whatever. You can talk to the wisest person, the oldest person that you know. But here is a fact. Nobody is getting out of this life alive. Our time here is finite, not infinite, but it does come with a expiration date on it, just like some bread, you understand me? And it's our decision how we want our time to speak for us. If you ever dreamed or even thought about writing a book, don't wait for a life crisis or, things to possibly hurt you and affect you negatively to force you to write a book. Let's do it on our own terms. Let's do it on our feet. Let's do it standing up straight. People out there want to attach themselves to that, but we'll never know because you've been holding on 15 years of on the road experiences that can help somebody. That's just one example. You have a chance to share your life, your words, your thoughts, actions, your passions with the entire world. That's the thing about a book. It has no limitations. If you put a book out, someone in the deepest parts of Timbuktu could possibly read your book. So it has no limitations. So I'm asking you, all of my creatives, don't let this wonderful opportunity slip through your hands. Your time here is limited. The clock is ticking. So, number one, you will have a professional piece of work. Number two, our time here is limited. And number three, I always challenge my Nella Nation and all of my listeners to run headfirst into new challenges, new beginnings. You will tackle a new challenge that you thought you could never accomplish. Again, you'll tackle a new accomplishment that you thought you could never get done. Now let's keep it real. Let's keep it 100, as I always do here on Nellascope. Life has very, very, very limited amount of time and so many obligations. You got taxes, you got school pickup, you got to work out, then you got to eat. There's so many obligations. It can be easy to fall into a daily ritual that's taking away time from anything that could possibly be productive in your life. Writing a book is leaving you in your area of expertise. It can be your therapy, so to speak. Just like when I do Nellascope, this is my form of therapy. Writing a book can be just that to you. Writing your book can be the release that you've been looking for. Just me time. You understand what I'm saying? Now, let's just keep it 100. Trying something that you know nothing about, something that's unfamiliar to you, it can be a little daunting. It can be a little scary, and I've been there before. I've written a book, and I'm actually expanding my book. Trust me, I understand. I understand that. I've been there before. But on that same token, that same jitter that you get from thinking about writing it, that's exactly why it is so exciting. It's so exhilarating. The dopamine will be off the charts. As soon as you get started, you'll notice that this is what you've been looking for in your life. Now, the only way you can grow as a creative, as a person, as an artist, is by looking at those challenges and saying, so what? By literally forcing yourself to grow, breaking that comfort zone. That's why they call it the comfort zone. It's an area it can be square, circle, triangle, but it's a zone. So by doing something like writing a self-published book, you are literally breaking out of that comfort zone. So guys, it is time to break that comfort zone and dive in and become the New York Times best-selling author this year. I believe you can do it. You will amaze yourself at how much you'll gain by taking the limits off of yourself. This is what I'm tasked to do, to push you to become the absolute best that you can be. But let's do a quick recap. Number 1, you will have a professional piece of work. Number 2, our time here is limited. Number 3, you will tackle a new challenge that you didn't know that you could finish. And number 4, the number 4 reason why you should write a book. Because you can. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because you simply can. So let's keep it 100 with yourself, just like I keep it 100 with you. No more excuses. If it's nothing but 20, 10, 5 minutes a day to dedicate towards your book, let's get it done. All that really counts is that you get your life on paper, make it immortal, and then all you have to do is start. Start with a sentence. Then you have a paragraph. Then you have 4 paragraphs. Then you have a page. All I can ask you to do is start. And then before you know it, you have your first completed full draft. And think about it. Close your eyes. See yourself done with your book. And if you have a book that you've been writing on, go ahead and finish it off. I want you to see yourself every day before you start. I want you to see yourself done. I know you can do it, and I can't wait to read it. Send me a copy, and we'll talk about it over virtual coffee. Seize the day, family. Carpe diem. And now it's time for Moments to be Inspired By. This is the part of the podcast where I give motivational quotes. I give real life experiences that help get me to the next level, and I hope they'll do the exact same for you. Today's quote is, "Someday everything will make perfect sense. So for now, laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself that everything happens for a reason." That was Moments to be Inspired By, and I hope it stuck to your heart, and I hope that it gets you to the next level. And that was Moments to be Inspired By. Nella Nation, Season 3, Episode 12. It's a wrap. Guys, I'd like to thank you for sticking with me. I took a week off due to some personal, some physical issues. I'm back now with a great episode about writing the book. And one more resource I'll tell you about writing your book, Amazon. They have pages upon pages about how to write your book and how to get it published. So I would recommend there as well. So our first Indie Fire segment was Guilty by Chris Nella. That song is available anywhere where music can be downloaded or streamed. Our topic for today was, is it time for me to write a book? And we gave some reasons why you should. And then we close it out with a very strong moment to be inspired by. Guys, I am still on the hunt to be the #1 music motivation podcast in the world. And together, I believe that we can do it. So if you know someone, any creative, an artist, a real estate agent, a painter or author, if you know in your hearts of hearts that they can get value off of this podcast, show them where it is. Send them a direct message. Get them to listen to the premium content that goes forth on the airways, the www, the World Wide Web. Here from Nellascope, I'll appreciate it because we're moving on up to the #1 music motivation podcast in the world. I'd like to thank all of my international listeners in your different time zones. I don't take it lightly that you take time out of your day to stream or download Nellascope. It really warms my heart, and I thank you, I appreciate you, and I love you. Next week, and for all of my artists that are interested in sending their music to movies and shows, this is the time to get it ready for Christmas. And we'll talk about some ways, some low-cost ways on how you can get that done, but you gotta tune in next week. Guys, I love you, but here's a fact. God loves you more. Let that sizzle into your spirit. It's your man, Chris Nella. I will see you next week. Live hard, laugh hard, and love hard. And I'm gone.